The sun has just slipped below the western hills, casting long shadows across the marble streets of Athens. Warm golden light fades into cool twilight, and the city begins to soften. The market stalls fold, the chatter of merchants dies down, and torches are lit one by one, flickering like fireflies in the dusk. You are walking slowly now, sandaled feet brushing along the dusty road that winds toward the sacred hill. Behind you, the agora quiets. Tomorrow, it will be filled with voices, orators, philosophers, poets, all speaking ideas into the open air like offerings to the gods. But for now, Athens exhales. You carry only a satchel, inside, a half-scroll of notes, a plum from the grocer, and a thin woolen cloak. A slight breeze lifts the edge of your tunic. You pause, turning toward the Acropolis that rises like a crown above the city. Its temples glow faintly in the moonlight, white stone kissed with silver. The Parthenon looms with solemn grace, and you imagine the goddess watching from within, silent and patient. You step off the path, following a trail between olive trees that bend with age and wisdom. Their branches twist like old fingers, and their leaves rustle softly above your head. The grove here is sacred, dedicated to Athena herself. Few come at night, and that's why you love it. You reach the stone bench. It's just where you remember, cool, worn, and waiting. You sit. Set your satchel down. Let your back stretch. And for the first time all day, you let yourself rest. The grove is quiet but not silent. From a branch above, a nightbird chirps softly, a low, thoughtful note that seems almost musical. In the distance, you hear the soft bleat of a goat, maybe wandering the foothills below. And somewhere farther still, the faint lapping of water, the sound of the sea kissing the docks at Piraeus, even now. You lean back against the old stone. Your hand brushes its rough edge. Smoothed in some places by generations of visitors. You close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. The scent of olive leaves, worn leather, and distant smoke settles around you. It feels familiar. Safe. There's a rustle in the grove, a young student, perhaps, or one of the older philosophers out for a moonlit walk. You open your eyes slightly and glance toward the sound. A figure appears, robed in cream-colored linen, carrying a thin bundle of scrolls. He nods at you gently, a man in his late 50s, with a soft beard and eyes like dark glass. You've chosen a good spot, he says, his voice barely above the wind. Cool air and older thoughts. You nod back. It's where I come to think before I speak. Then you're wiser than most, he replies, chuckling to himself. He passes by, continuing down a different trail. His sandals make no sound. Only the scrolls rustle like whispering leaves. You return your gaze to the sky. The stars are brighter now. The constellation of Orion stretches wide above you. You trace its lines with your eyes, remembering the stories your father used to tell. About the hunter who chased the moon. About the scorpion that came for him, hidden in the shadows. You were a child then, but the myths still echo inside you, not as stories to be proven, but as reminders that truth can live in the imagination, too. You pull your cloak tighter around your shoulders. Tonight, the world asks nothing of you. You are simply a soul among trees, beneath a sky that has watched over thinkers for thousands of years. And you are ready to sleep, but not just yet. You shift slightly on the bench, just enough to let your shoulder rest more comfortably against the curve of the stone. The sky above deepens to a dark blue velvet, pinpricked with stars. The olive branches sway gently overhead, casting shadows that flicker like ghost stories on the ground. A light breeze brushes against your skin. It carries a trace of time and dust, the smell of the hills, and it stirs something in your memory. You remember summers as a child, running barefoot through dry grass behind your home. Your father would whistle from the olive press, calling you to help crush the last of the season's fruit. Your mother would scold, half-heartedly, when you returned with scratches on your legs and dirt under your nails. That feeling returns to you now, the weightless peace of those long-gone nights. When the only thing left to do was lie under the stars and listen to the crickets sing. You close your eyes. You can still hear the rhythmic creaking of the old wooden press. The pop of olive skins bursting under stone. The quiet hum of bees drifting through the air. Back then, you had no scrolls to study. No speeches to prepare. Just stories, told in whispers, about heroes, gods, and the strange mysteries of the world. You remember lying awake long after the others had gone to sleep. Your eyes fixed on the dark ceiling, imagining it was the sky. You'd listen for owls, for foxes in the brush, for anything that might visit your dreams. And now, here you are again, not a child anymore, but not so different either. Still waiting, listening, dreaming beneath the stars. The air cools slightly. You pull your cloak up around your neck and settle deeper into the bench. You are not tired in the usual way, not the weariness of work or long walks, but a deeper kind of calm, as if your whole body is slowly letting go. You exhale, long and slow, like the night itself breathing. Above you, the stars begin to shift, faintly, gently, as if the whole sky is drifting westward with you. You don't remember when your eyes closed. The grove is still around you, but now it hums, faintly. Not with noise, but with presence. The line between waking and dreaming begins to blur, and your thoughts wander like footsteps across polished stone. You are still in Athens, yet not quite. The moon above is larger now, impossibly round, bathing everything in a soft white glow. The trees sway more slowly, as if underwater. The sounds have dulled, and the silence is no longer empty, it feels full. Alive. Then, a voice. Not loud. Not near. But steady, like a teacher dictating from the edge of your thoughts. What is justice? The voice asks. Can it be held? Or only understood? You turn your head, and there, seated beneath an ancient fig tree, is a figure cloaked in deep blue robes. His face is hidden in shadow, but his voice is kind. You feel no fear. Only curiosity. You approach him slowly. The earth beneath your feet feels both soft and firm, like a well-trodden path in a remembered dream. Is justice what men say it is? The voice continues. Or something that lives beyond them, like the stars? You sit down beside the figure, and he nods. You are the one who asked, he says gently. And so you must also be the one who listens. His words ripple outward, not just in the air, but within you. You cannot explain it, but the grove feels older now. As if you are sitting in a moment pulled from centuries ago, or perhaps centuries ahead. You glance upward again. The stars pulse slightly, in rhythm with your breath. Every soul seeks truth, the figure says, almost to himself. And every truth wears a different mask when spoken aloud. But in sleep, we see more clearly, for dreams do not lie. You feel warmth in your chest. A calm like ocean tides washing gently over sand. You do not need to answer tonight, he says at last. Only to rest. And remember. You blink once. Slowly. And when you open your eyes again, he is gone. Only the fig tree remains, its branches curling up toward the stars, full of fruit. As you sit beneath the fig tree once more, the silence folds in around you, not heavy, not hollow, but protective, like the folds of a woolen cloak in winter. You stare at the stars, now brighter than before, clustered in constellations that feel almost rearranged. And then you notice something. Where the philosopher once sat, there now lies a scroll. Rolled neatly, bound in red thread, faintly glowing with a soft, golden hue. You hesitate for only a moment before picking it up. The parchment feels warm in your hands, pulsing ever so gently, as if it remembers the hand that wrote it. You untie the thread and unroll the first few inches. There are words, but not ones you immediately recognize. Ancient Greek, yes, but older than the Athens you know. The letters swirl, stretch, then slowly rearrange themselves into words you can understand. To those who walk between waking and sleep, know this. All that you seek is already seeking you. You pause, your heart beating slower now, your breath sinking with the still air. More lines unfold. Wisdom is not stored in stone or scroll. It flows. Between hearts, between stars. Between the rustle of leaves on a moonless night. You begin to read aloud, your voice soft, as though afraid to disturb the dream. With each sentence, the air seems to shimmer slightly. The trees around you lean in, listening. The stars pulse brighter with every word. And within you, something stirs. Memories that are not yours, or perhaps they are. You see flashes, a woman teaching children in a sunlit courtyard. A man carving equations onto a wax tablet. A gathering of minds beneath a portico, arguing gently, laughing at contradictions. And you, or someone who feels like you, sitting in many lifetimes, always at the edge of something just beginning. The scroll trembles once, gently, and you look up. The fig tree has bloomed, impossibly so, wide blossoms of pale white now glowing like lanterns above you. The scroll whispers. What you awaken in yourself. You awaken in the world. You press the scroll to your chest. And in the quiet, you feel the grove sigh in harmony. The glow from the fig blossoms casts gentle pools of light across the grove, painting your face in soft alabaster hues. The scroll rests against your heart like a quiet promise. Around you, the olive trees seem to lean closer, their leaves whispering in a language older than memory. Then, from the shadows beyond the trees, figures begin to emerge. They are neither ghosts nor solid, more like silhouettes woven from twilight itself. Cloaked in simple robes, they carry no weapons, no burdens, only the calm presence of those who have long since passed through time. One steps forward. His eyes are kind but piercing, like a storm held in stillness. Welcome, he says softly, his voice the sound of falling leaves. You have crossed the threshold between what was and what may be. You rise slowly, your breath steady but your heart quickening. Who are you? We are the keepers of thought, he replies. The souls of those who once sought wisdom beneath this very sky. Behind him, others nod silently, philosophers, poets, artists, faces you recognize from history books, yet somehow intimately familiar. There is Socrates, stroking his beard thoughtfully. Pindar, the lyric poet, smiling wistfully. A woman, perhaps Aspasia, radiant and sharp-eyed. They gather around the fig tree, forming a circle of light and shadow. You hold the scroll of echoes, Socrates says, stepping forward. It is a key, a beacon for those who listen deeply to the world's breath. You look down at the scroll in your hands, feeling the weight of generations and the whisper of untold stories. Why me, you ask, voice barely a whisper. Because, Aspasia replies, her eyes gleaming, you have learned the ancient art of patience, the rarest wisdom of all. To wait. To dream. To hear the silence between words. They fall silent then, the night air thick with reverence. A gentle breeze carries the scent of honey and wild thyme, wrapping you in a warm embrace. Socrates kneels beside you and places a hand lightly on your shoulder. Tonight, he says, we share with you the echoes of time. Listen well, for the journey has only just begun. As the circle tightens, the grove fills with the soft murmur of voices, stories unfolding like petals in the night. You settle back onto the stone bench, heart open, ready to receive. The murmurs begin as gentle threads weaving through the grove's stillness. The voices are not loud but soft, like wind brushing over the leaves or distant waves lapping the shore. Each word seems to carry a weight far beyond its sound, a hidden meaning shimmering beneath the surface. Socrates' figure leans closer, his eyes sparkling beneath furrowed brows. Listen, he says. Stories are the soul's lanterns, guiding us through darkness. The air shifts, and you find yourself transported through memory, or something like memory, seeing flickers of life long past. You see a young man, a student, restless and eager, sitting beneath the open sky, debating fiercely with his teacher. Their words dance back and forth, challenging and questioning, shaping ideas like potters shaping clay. Then, a marketplace scene, colors vibrant, scents sharp and sweet. The crowd is alive, voices rising in rhythm, and you can almost smell the fresh bread, hear the coins clinking softly, and feel the warmth of the afternoon sun. A woman walks through the crowd, her eyes calm, her steps measured. She carries a basket of herbs and flowers, her presence quiet but powerful. You sense she is both healer and storyteller, keeper of secret knowledge passed down through generations. The voices merge into a gentle chorus. Every place, they say, holds its own stories. And every heart carries a map of time. You breathe deeply. The cool night air fills your lungs, and you feel your body settle, sinking further into the bench, into the earth beneath. You realize this is no ordinary dream. It is a meeting of past and present, a dance of shadows and light that unfolds just beyond waking. The fig tree blossoms above begin to glow faintly again, petals shimmering like stars. You see, Aspasia's voice floats softly to you, the past is never truly gone. It lives in the stories we carry, in the dreams we dare to dream. The night deepens around you, wrapping you in its gentle embrace. You feel yourself drifting now, carried by the whispers, floating slowly toward a place where sleep and history become one.